So, welcome. After these performances, we're starting a little bit later, but we're gonna get some more time, some extra time, of course. I still recommend our presenters here to be strictly on time with their presentations. My name is Lorenzo Ierofonte. I will be chairing this panel titled Music: A New Generation of Spirit Encounters, Resilience, Technologies and Remediation, which is a panel part of our sub-study group Encountering Spirits in Performing Arts of Southeast Asian Community. It's a very diverse group, as diverse will be today's presentations. So, without further ado, I will introduce now our first speaker, Somkran Somchandra. You met him yesterday during the Lanna music workshop. He is assistant professor of music at Chiang Mai Ratchabat University. His work is dedicated to the study and preservation of Lanna music with a focus on ethnomusicology, rituals, and history. He holds a Master's of Art in Musicology from Mai Dong University and a Bachelor of Arts in Thai Music from Chiang Mai Ratchabat University. He has authored many numerous publications, including books, articles, and textbooks, many of which are centered on Lanna music and Thai music theory. So, to some kind.
Good afternoon, everyone, and Sawasdee Krab. My name is Songkran Somjan. I am an ethnomusicologist from Chiang Mai University here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Today I will speak about the fonti or spirit dance and its relationship to the restoration of Lanna music in contemporary Northern Thai society. Many of you know that fonti is often understood as a visual of spirit procession, ancestor worship, and communication between human beings and the spirit world. This is enacted through trance, dance, offering, and highly specific musical repertoire. But in this presentation, I would like to approach a fonti from another perspective. I am interested not only in what people believe and not only what music perform. Rather, I am interested in how fonti create the condition through which Lanna music continue to live, adapt, and return to public significant in contemporary society. The main question is of this presentation is simple. How does fonti restore Lanna music? By restoration, I do not mean returning Lanna music to an unchanged past. I do not mean that music is restored only when it is placed in museums, archives, classroom, or public performance. Rather, I use the word restoration to mean something more social and more practical. In this presentation, restoration is means restoring the social conditions in which Lanna music become necessary again. For fonti restoration, Lanna music is because it continually creates a situation in which is need to invite spirit, to support plans, to guide movement, to organize visual time, and to belong together mediums, musicians, families, and younger participants. So the question is not only how is Lanna music preserved, but also what kinds of visual and social work continue to make Lanna music necessary. This presentation based on my continuing ethnographic fieldwork in northern Thailand between 2000 and 2024 and until 26. I attend more than 50 40 ceremonies and I continue to follow these missions today. My fieldwork has taken place mainly in Chiang Mai here, Lamphun, our neighborhood province, and Lampang, and it has included interviews with senior musicians as well as teenagers musicians, spirit mediums, visual specialists, students, and members of visual family. This repeat fieldwork allow me to observe not only the formal sequence of the ritual, but it's also small moments that are easy to overlook, like moment of preparation, moment of waiting, moment of listening, moments when musicians quietly adjust their playing moment when young people observe without being formal thought. These small moments became very important for my argument because they show that musical transmission does not happen only in classroom or thought notation. It also happen through prepared participation in visual life. Let me begin with a moment from the field. Okay, imagine when you're arriving in a village in northern Thailand or some place in just after the sunrise. A family begins to arrive from different directions. Some carry flowers, cooked food, fruit candles, and incense. Some greet relatives they have not seen for months. Also, they quietly arrange offering beneath a temporary pavilion prepared for the ceremony. At first, nothing appeared dramatic. There is no formal announcement. No one declared that the ritual has begun. It feels almost like a community gathering. But before you fully understand what is taking place, some reach you first. You hear the drum, not loud, not critical, simply steady. And a few moments later, the sound of Bine, or the traditional the buried aerial phone that Dr. Lorenzo played yesterday in northern Thailand, rise above the quiet conversation. Gradually, all the instrument joy, the ensemble, what struck me was that very few people were watching the musician. There was no audience seat in front of them, no applause, no visible performance in the unusual sense. And yet, the musician had already begun to play. Only later, I did realize that the significance of that moment for the ceremony had not begun with a procession. It had not begun with dancing. It had not begun with prayer, but it had begun with sound. So this why I prefer a Scaffold idea about the soundscape a little bit. He's told about the soundscape. The sound is not only physical vibration; it's about the integrated socially. In this case, the first drum beat was not simply music. It was a beginning of the ritual atmosphere. Okay, let me show some of my video from my field in the early morning. Uh, yeah, just waiting a minute, right? Because it's about the ceremony, the spirit, something like that.
So we're gonna put the microphone near to the speaker because at the moment it's not working. So sorry about that.
idea about this ritual, this ceremony. Uh, Fonti exists today where within a complex contemporary society, because Northern Thailand has experiences modernization, urban expansion, state-based cultural reform, formal education, tourism, and changing religious attitude. These force have transformed many local practice. Some rituals have become less visible in public life. How are now practiced mainly in family, compound, or private ritual space, and yet Fonti has not disappeared. It's continued in village, private homes, and ritual communities. It's continued to bring together spirit mediums, musicians, ritual specialists, relatives, and younger participants. This is important because Fonti is not simply a survival from the past. This is a part of ceremony Northern Thai society, which adapts both between private ritual practice and public cultural identity. It also creates a space which all the form of Lanna musical knowledge continue to be meaningful for younger generations. Swanti does not refer to only one kind of spirit ritual. In my field work, I observe two broad ritual words. The first one is connected to the lineage spirit or Pi Tragoon in northern Thailand. This includes spirit known as Pimot and Pimeng. These spirits are inbred through family alliance. The core ritual participants, the people who prepare the offerings, take responsibility for the ceremony and maintain obligation to the spirit are unusual members of the same lineage. In this context, Forty is also a ritual of kinship. The second ritual word is ritual world is connected with Pi Zhao Nai, all spirit of the former rulers and nobles. I call this Lordly spirit, similar with Pi Nan spirit too. Unlike lineage spirit, Lordly spirit are not limited to one family line. They may choose their own medium, and the mediums does not necessarily have to belong to a particular descent group. This distinction is really important for me. The lineage spirit connect music family to family continuity. Lordly spirit connect music to wider memories of Lanna authority, history, and place. In both visual worlds, music is essential because it helps organize to encounter between human beings, spirit mediums, and the ritual ceremony. When the spirit ritual in Southeast Asia are discussed, they are often described primarily in terms of belief. Researchers may ask, do people still believe in spirit worship declining? How does this practice relate to Buddhism or something like that? These are important questions, right? But they were not always the question that people in the communities ask themselves. During my fieldwork, participants rarely explain of Fonti simply by saying we believe in spirit. Instead, they spoke about the parents and grandparents. They spoke about the obligation inherited from previous generations. They spoke about the gratitude, remembrance, and the importance of maintaining relationships. This is why I suggest that Fonti should be understood not only a system of belief, but a system of relationships. Lineage, a spirit connect the ritual family continuity, but Lord is spirit connect ritual to the memory of Lana authority, history, and place. So that's why music helps organize this relationship in sound. For about this, I would like to conversation with the theory from Victor Turner ideas about the visual reviews, value, and at the different levels is very useful here because Fonti reviews value of high memory obligation and continuity not only through words but through music, movement, and the shared visual action. One important feature of my fieldwork is the presence of young medium. By young mediums, I mean people in younger adulthood, really from their late teens and early 30s. Most of young mediums I encountered were associated not with lineage spirit, but with Lordly spirit. So this is significant because it shows that Fonti is not only a tradition carried by elderly mediums or older visual specialists, is because so it's continued to enter younger life and younger body. So these young mediums spirit procession is not simply a dramatic event, right? It's become a way of entering a ritual role. It's connect them to Lanna history, local memory, and cultural responsibility. That present challenge the assumption that 40 belong only the older generation. It suggests that Fonti continues to reproduce itself through contemporary bodies. Finally, often explain the calling of young medium in a similar way. When they were children, these young people were frequently ill, physically weak, or experienced unusual conditions. The families interpret this condition not only as medical problems, but also as a sign of spirit presence. In one case, family members explained that the young person had been ill since childhood. The illness was understood as a sign that a spirit was trying to enter or claim the person. Becoming a medium, therefore, was not simply a personal decision. It was understood and as a response of spiritual calling. At first, many young people did not want to become mediums. Some resisted, some felt afraid, some felt they were being forced into a role of they had not choose. But over time, many came to understand mediumship differently. Later, some describe their role as part of preserving or maintaining Lanna culture. In other words, what may begin as a difficult spiritual obligation can later become a cultural responsibility. When young mediums appear, music becomes especially important. Music helps support the process of trance. It makes the arrival of the spirit. It guides bodily movement. It helps the medium, the family, and the visual specialists recognize that an ordinary gathering has become a ritual encounter. Uh, for about this, the concept for acoustic from Stephen Feld is useful, right? Feld has acting about the sound of listening as the way of knowing, but in Fonti ceremony, young mediums does not learn their visual role only through the explanation. They learn through the sound. They learn through 5 minutes left. Okay, thank you. They learn through repeat exposure to music pattern, movement, and atmosphere. So something like this. Okay, thank you. So next one is the ensemble is used in many forms ceremonies. I think maybe I have to skip that. It's called Lanna ensemble. Then we have a wooden xylophone and metal xylophone over there, and the gong circle and the tune or the aerophone instrument with the big drum. So about the next one is the repertoire of the Fonti. It's called to connect the visual action For example, I would like to show you some of playing Timon in Nam Mao is performed during the cold water sequence. You can see the audience hold the coconut, right? Okay, thank you. Okay, for the next one is about in the same time, Fonti is not a frozen tradition. In some ceremony involving younger mediums, musicians selectively incorporate modern or popular songs into the performance. Does not mean that visual music disappears, but it does not mean that all the repertoire are simply replaced. Rather, it shows visual flexibility. Traditional repertoire remain important, especially most of the spirit invitation and visual transition. But new musical material may also be introduced to it in ways to keep the ritual meaningful for younger participants and ceremony audience. The more time I spend in Fonti ceremony the more I realize that it has been making a common assumption. Assume that music follows the ritual. In other words, I expect musicians to begin playing only after the ritual has already start, but that was not what I observed. Music was already present while the ritual space was still being prepared. Family members arranged offering, children moved through the pavilion, the ritual specialist quietly organized the sequence of events. Through all of these activities, the musician continued to perform. No one instructed them to begin, no one announced that the ceremony had officially started, yet music never disappeared. This changed in the way that I understood the relationship between music and the ritual. Music does not simply so follow the ritual, but music helps to produce the ritual. Um, the process depends on what I call the relational coordination. Musician will watch the medium listen to the musician, the ritual specialist interpret both. Family respond to the changing atmosphere. The ritual unfold through this continuous mutual adjustment. But in form here, is that not music does something very specific in coordinate relationship among human beings, spirit mediums, Christian, and family. This is why I no longer think of music in 40 as accompaniment. I understand it as one of the practices to which one gradually come to into existence. Okay. The relationship of Lanna music does not take place only inside the visual space. It also take place in educational and cultural setting. Today, many young people encounter Lanna music through school, university, cultural projects, and public performance. In university settings, students learn instrument, repertoire, and ensemble discipline and cultural value. In formal education is very, this formal education is very important. It creates new visibility of Lanna music. It produces young musicians who may later become performers, teachers, researchers, or cultural workers like me. This is why I say education gives skill for me, but in other way, Fonty gives necessity. In the university, students learn to perform, but in Fonty, they learn why music matters in real visual situation. A student may learn the melody in classroom, but in the visual pavilion, the same student must learn when to play it, how long to continue, how to respond to the medium, and when the silence may be more appropriate than the sound. Okay. Yes, I have to close now. Okay, let's go to the last slide, please. Okay. I would like to conclude my returning the question with which I began. How does Fonti restore Lanna music in contemporary Northern Thailand. Lanna music is restored in many ways through university cultural promotion, public performance, archive work, and local pride in regional identity. These are all important, but Fonti show us another dimension of restoration. Music is restored not only when it's not written down, but music is also restored when community continue to create creation in which that music is needed. Every Fonti ceremony requires musicians specific repertoire and visual knowledge. It creates opportunity for younger musicians to observe, participate, and gradually to take responsibility. That's all. Thank you.